The year 1967 marked a tragic and divisive turning point for the Democratic Party and President Lyndon B. Johnson's administration, as the soaring idealism of the Great Society crashed violently into the crushing realities of war and domestic unrest. While the Democratic-controlled Congress continued to pass important legislation, including the Public Broadcasting Act to establish public broadcasting and the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, the narrative of the year was dominated by two overriding, corrosive crises. First, the Vietnam War became the administration's bleeding wound. Despite the vast legislative successes of 1964 and 1965, the focus and the nation's immense resources were increasingly devoured by the conflict in Southeast Asia. 1967 saw a massive escalation of troop deployment and bombing campaigns, leading to spiking casualty rates and fueling a rapid expansion of the anti-war movement. Johnson and his advisors were dogged by the growing credibility gap. Domestically, the nation was set ablaze during the long, hot summer. Deep-seated frustrations over poverty, housing discrimination, police brutality, and systemic racial inequality erupted into devastating riots in dozens of cities, with the upheaval in Newark and the massive bloody conflict in Detroit being the most severe. These riots exposed the raw failures of the nation to quickly uplift impoverished urban communities, despite the promises of the war on poverty. Johnson's immediate response involved deploying federal military forces to impose order, a powerful and controversial use of force that further polarized the country. In the political fallout, a conservative backlash gained immense strength, dividing the Democratic Party between liberals pushing for more social justice spending and those prioritizing law and order. This backlash directly attacked the Great Society. Though Johnson established the Kerner Commission to study the root causes of the riots, the war on poverty itself was targeted. Congress, influenced by conservative sentiment and wartime budget constraints, began to scale back its ambitions. Crucially, legislators enacted changes to the anti-poverty programs, most significantly by passing an amendment that allowed local governments to take control of community action agencies, thereby undercutting the original goal of maximum feasible participation by grassroots, poor communities themselves. This move was seen as seizing power from local activists and handing it back to established political machines, throttling the program's revolutionary potential. Furthermore, essential funding for these initiatives was either cut or withheld, a stark reversal of momentum that ensured the war on poverty remained drastically underfunded compared to the war in Vietnam. The cumulative effect of the military escalation abroad and the domestic chaos was a catastrophic collapse in public trust, setting the stage for the political unraveling that would dominate 1968.